Okay, yeah, I know I look a hot mess, but I was talking to one of my clients this morning and I really wanted to share this word of encouragement with you. And she was talking about faith, and she was talking about that there were some things that she was going through. And one of the things was trying to keep her husband encouraged, because with women, sometimes our faith is super radical, and sometimes we have husbands that don't have the faith that we may have. And one of the other things that I would like to point out is that when Jesus returned, he first appeared to a woman because he knew that there was something supernaturally special that he placed inside of us. And part of that gifting was prayer. Women will go in a way that men don't have the capacity. Not to say that men aren't awesome. God made them the leader, the head over our families. But as great women, as good wives, our prayer life is so key and important to the success of not only our marriage, but the success of our men. That's why women can't be filled with silly gossip and going from to and fro from house to house, all up in other people's business. We have to be so focused in our mission to keep the man of God, the man over our house, uplifted. Now, let me tell you this. I know that some of you are facing especially some financial pressures, but I want to remind you about faith. Thank you, at Cherie, my girl, my boo, who talked about faith this morning, because I guess some people don't think that faith is what it is, or don't believe that they need faith. But let me tell you why we need faith. Cherie, you inspired this. We need faith because faith is always in operation. Even if I said that I wasn't a believer, faith is in operation, and I will tell you how. When you woke up this morning, you woke up to fresh air. In fact, you woke up to lungs that were able to receive the air. But somebody last night went to bed with a conscious mindset, praying and asking God for air. Not only did they want air, they wanted their lungs to have the capacity to take in and digest the air that they needed for just one more breath of life. But you went to bed, and in the back of your mind, you never even pulled to the front of your mind the idea that you need to pray that God will provide you that air, not only in the morning, but while you were asleep. So I'm saying to you this to say that we always are walking in faith. Even if I don't want to admit it, I'm walking in faith, because faith is the thing that causes us to wake up in the morning and to believe that that air is going to be there. I'm going to give you another example. The earth is spinning in the atmosphere. It's spinning at a speed that we cannot number. But the thing about it is that the earth, in its suspension, in being suspended, it has not fell from the sky. So when I wake up in the morning and I step out of my bed to the floor, I am walking in a subconscious faith, believing that my feet will hit the floor and I will not float off into space. In fact, the very fact that I go about my day, I am walking in an unconscious faith that the earth will not begin to fall from the sky, or that the atmosphere will not begin to change and we all start floating up outside of the earth like the rapture, okay? So we need faith. Now, what does that have to do? What does that have to do with suffering and pressure and financial issues and all of that? That just simply means that there are things that you are not consciously thinking about, that you don't even realize that you need, that God has already put in place, put in motion, handled, taken care of, and he is already giving you victory. We have got to get out of a place of complaint and get into a place of complacency in Christ, knowing that we are secure in his word. No good thing would he withhold from you. Those that were last shall be first. Stop complaining about where you are now, because your first place is coming. But the real deal is that even when you get to that place of first, the pressure gets higher. So these places of being in the last, or where you are now, are building up your stamina to handle the place that you think you ready for it now. You're not ready for it now. You haven't suffered enough for it now. You have got to learn some things in this place of struggle. God is building your faith. He is actively reminding you that you need faith, because most of your life, faith has carried you even when you didn't give faith the kind of attention that it needed to be given, to notice that faith was already in operation. When your mama had you and you came out the womb, before you said anything, she was operating in an unconscious faith that you were going to breathe and that you were going to scream loud when the doctor slapped your tail. That is faith. Faith is not always very present in terms of our mental state. Faith is always in operation, and we need it. So don't let the struggle pull you away. Don't let the fight pull you away. Don't let the things of this world distract you. Everybody has a struggle, a situation, something that they're going through. But everybody needs to know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. God don't allow things to happen to you that are not going to give him glory. All these things that are coming your way, these pressures, these things, sometimes God hardens the heart of Pharaoh, people who you've been dependent on, in order to get you to rise up and to do what you need to do. But don't panic. I already told you, if in 2019 you suffer some of the worst stresses of your life, 2020 is your blessing day, baby. It's the time where God is going to show you that his hand is on you. It is the time that he is going to remind you that he appreciates the love that you give him consistently over and over. And that blessing ain't for everybody. Somebody's still in struggle. Somebody's still about to lose their mind, but you went through some stuff that you didn't let your mind be lost, that you didn't curse God like Lot's wife, but you stood in faith, whether consciously or unconsciously, and you let God be God. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't you dare lose heart. Don't you dare get worried because somebody is not doing what you need them to do. Don't you dare be sad because somebody has like Pharaoh hardened their heart. Don't you get worried, but you got to take accountability over your finances. You got to pay your bills off. You got to stop spending as much. You got to stop worrying about fancy things and things that don't matter, and start taking care of the necessities. And let God be God. Build your own kingdom and stop letting other people build your kingdom only to take it away. Do the work for yourself. I told my husband, he was doing contractor work. You know, we stepped out into actually being the contractors, right? And I told my husband, I said, let me go to school and get those contractors license so we don't no longer have to contract people to work under our contracting. You understand what I'm saying? Wives, there's so much you can do in your downtime. If your husband's in a particular business, learn that business, get licenses, do what you need to do, educate yourself so that you can do whatever it takes to bless your household, to change the things that are happening in your household. Don't let the devil fool you in this down season. Don't let the devil make you crazy so your husband can get crazy, so your kids can get crazy. Hold on. Trust God. This too shall pass.